Domestic violence is threatening many Kenyan families and society at large. Unfortunately, it is increasing. Majority of them women have been injured, maimed, and murdered as a result of domestic violence. This is the reason why it has become a great priority that domestic violence is a menace that needs to be addressed as soon as possible and accorded with all the seriousness that it deserves, as it does not recognize social classes or education standards.
More and more women are also not taking care of their husbands because their husbands have turned into drinking and they've become cabbages. And now what do the wives do? In return, in retaliation, they are beating up their husbands. We even had a case in, there's a lot of cases in Nyeri, I'm sorry to say so. And even now, you'll find men or women joking around. Somebody will Nyerify you just because, because women from Nyeri, they've been beating their husbands. Yeah.
But no, I don't know if you look at why, maybe the reason why these things are happening. For example, if you look at Nyeri, as I kept even saying before, the society has become, I don't know, it has become, it is no longer a society because you find men, like she said, they are drinking too much, they are forgotten about their families, they're even forgetting who they are. So women in that area, they, you know, to them, they are thinking we have to be strong, because if you're not strong, then what becomes of our society? Our society slowly by slowly will finish. Nobody will be living here anymore because children are not being born, people are not, women are not getting married, because how can you get married to a drunkard who doesn't even care about anything? From morning at 6 a.m. is somewhere in a small house drinking to late at 11 or at 12. So in the course of this, those who are married already, because they see this man has become irresponsible, he has become like he's not even doing anything in the house, what they do is that if the guy comes home and starts to disturb, what happens? The woman finds that time there and starts to beat the husband, because, I mean, you're becoming irresponsible, you're not useful anymore, I don't need you around.
When women beat, man is more powerful.
No, but this is a man who has been drinking or
and
taking,
he's weak.
and he is a weakling. And to some extent, these women, they've even, what do we say? They even cut their private parts, or they injure them, or they even kill them. So, Daktari, maybe.
Yeah, I see it as more, sometimes it's anger which has not been managed well, and anger could come from frustrations. Probably this woman is expecting the man to provide for the family, and the man is not doing it. So they become frustrated, they become angry, and because they do not know how to manage their anger, then they'll resort to violence, they'll resort to picking even a knife or a panga, which is really not right. And we also train people how to manage anger. The same case for men. You see, as the society changes, men are finding themselves in a threatened position. You find that even probably your wife is providing more for the family, earning more or making more in the business, and so they feel the place they should be, they are almost being displaced from there, and so they get frustrated also, get angry. If this anger is not dealt with in a healthy way, then it resorts to such violence.
Look at the past generation, some years back, some like 20, 30 years back. We see, yes, we had domestic violence, which were women, you know, being beaten by husbands and everything. But nowadays, it is including that husbands are also being beaten, and women, or even it goes to an extent of there is killing, there is murder in between sometimes, and you really beat to very bad injuries, you know, just broken bones, broken everything. What is the problem now that it wasn't there before? Or is it that now more people are coming up and before they never used to come up? What is the root problem of this?
I would say even traditionally, even in the Kenyan tradition, domestic violence was never acceptable. And that's why you had wazes being called. If a couple was fought, the woman will probably go home to their parents, and they will be summoned, and the old men, the wazes, will ask the husband, why are you beating your wife? So it was never acceptable. And even when our wife ran home to their background, then they'll be asked, is this man beating you? Meaning it was never acceptable. But now we are having societies, people live in towns, nobody to lean on.
Or to guide them.
The parents are quite far, or I mean, it is the society of you, everybody for himself. So you find people cannot have nowhere to look for help. But now the frustrations, we do not know how to manage the frustrations. So you find people even fighting to the extent of killing each other, which is unacceptable, whether it's man or women. But now we are seeing, you know, as the society changes, we are seeing a society where women are also getting empowered, and men are if they are not counseled well, they might feel threatened. Like, you're both in business, and like in Nyeri, what we are seeing a lot, you find the women of Nyeri are very hardworking. They are bringing in a lot. Then the men are resorting to alcohol every day. They'll drink every day. And then the woman is running the house, paying school fees. The man drinks every day, takes even some money from the woman. So you find the society is changing, and we need to be counseled, such that even if you see your wife is doing well, you should not resort to drinking. Success in the home is for everybody. And the man, being the leader, should celebrate the success of the wife and be proud that the wife is doing well.
So is it that the men now cannot take in that women are doing much better than them, or the women are getting more empowered? Is it that the men cannot take this, or they cannot, it's hard for them to
It's like
accept?
they'll be deemed as the weaker sex.
I would say it's both, because we have men who have, their women are doing well, their wives are doing well, and they celebrate it, and they are not threatened by it. But we are also seeing women who become provocative. Yes, you are earning more, but every time you come home, you say, I'm the only one who provides, you know, sarcastic statements, which is not right. Because when you understand the concept of the family, you have become one, you are one thing. So every income earned there belongs to the whole family, and you are there for each other, for bad and for worse. So if for any reason one spouse is sick and they're not able to work, then that should not be a problem. And that's what I'm saying, let's define our own self-esteem. Where does our self-esteem come from? It should come from with us, not what the society thinks, not what other people think.
But ma'am, I don't understand one thing what you said. Like you said, domestic violence was not acceptable in the society and in the family, but it just practiced.
Yes, yeah.
It's
it
not
was
acceptable,
practiced.
but why it's practicing?
Yeah. I wanted to say it has always been wrong, and even now it's wrong.
They know
because
it's wrong.
It can resort to even murder. You may beat your wife or your husband, and you end up killing them. Then that becomes murder. Again, when children watch physical violence, they also think that that is the way to sort out problems, such that as they grow up, if they're hurt by another child, then they should resort to violence. So violence is not acceptable. Even if it has been there, it has always been wrong. And even in the traditional society, you will be questioned why you're beating your wife, for example. It wasn't just going to be left like that. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. As a doctor, when you deal with your patients on a day-to-day basis, what do you think goes in the mind of this suicidal spouse? What goes in their mind before they actually do that?
Okay. Yeah, I've said we've seen several, especially in Mathare Hospital where I work, we get cases of murder where a spouse has killed another, others are depressed to the extent they kill the wife and the children. They even poison themselves to die. So it could be depression, or it could be frustrations and anger, which is not well managed. So for us to prevent these issues, first of all, we need to make sure that when couples are getting married, they go through proper premarital counseling. If there's any depression and stress, people need to be taught how to manage stress, such that if you're frustrated, you don't come out bursting at home and beating everybody. You need to know how to manage your stress in a healthy way. If there's depression, you need to be treated.